competition is a statewide competition. It involves various degrees of educational components, whether it's K-12, college, university, but all collectively working towards a welding product. So I'm very excited and proud of the product that our team has produced. I want to thank Dr. Gabers, Mr. Bennett, his team here in the welding department, because what the community will get to see is extremely powerful, historical, life-giving. It's a powerful statement that speaks to the history of our institution and what it means to be a Raider, not just from 1942, but also in 2026.
My wife and I are both retired Air Force. We started here at Herbert Field, and history for us is huge. So we've known about the Doolittle Raiders, and I immediately went to the B-25. I brought it back to my instructors and pitched it to them, and they all jumped on board, and I was like, run with it, and have them realize what it meant and get excited about it.
This program has taught them planning, drafting, blueprint reading, ordering the materials, cutting the parts, welding it, fabricating it.
Also, we've been teaching them some rigging, the ability to fly things up on a lift and get them into position, and having to deal with obstacles in the way while you're welding. It's been a lot of work, and this has really felt like a job site. I'm really impressed with my students, actually.
And you have to plan your work, then work your plan. Now, there are going to be challenges along the way, but they have to be able to overcome them.
The most challenging part of building that B-25 replica was the whole nose end, being able to shape it.
The nose sort of has this contour that looks like maybe the snout of a dog, but we had to angle the very tip of it down so that it replicated what a window would look like at the front of a bomber.
So one of the students suggested, what if we were like to open it up?
So we had to cut a cap, cut it in half and spread it out, be able to get that shape, have it curve down into the actual nose.
Then we ended up cutting it again and making a top and bottom and then recessing it to get that shape.
And then on the rear end, the way you had to cut the pipe and everything, just to get it to sit there and look proper and to fit in between those tail wings, it looks amazing.
A lot of this project had to do with taking very precise measurements, and we've had to make some considerations and make changes on the fly.
There wasn't a blueprint on how to build this. They had to really think outside the box in a lot of different areas. When you go down the plane and you spend time with it, you're gonna see there's a lot of little details along the way. Just the front gunner, it was a bolt. We welded it on, and then one of the students said, you know, if you look at the guns, they kind of got like little hole grids. We ended up drilling in holes and laying them out and creating that texture so when you look up, it looks like a gunner. That's the kind of creativity that they brought to it.
Communication is key. When you're about to start a weld, say eyes, that way everybody's ready and prepared for a big flash.
A lot of these students wind up in one of our weld booths, and it can be fairly isolating while you're sitting there practicing. When we get them out of their booth environment and get them working together as a team, they're starting to see that you've got to be able to work with anybody as long as you're getting the job done.
We had split up in different groups. Some of us worked on the wing, some of us worked on the body. But as far as like measuring out the wing, laying it out, that was my job.
The engines, trying to come up with the body for those was a little hard. We had to put a 5-degree cut on one of the center pieces so a 16-inch piece could fit flush with it. After we did that, it was butter. It was butter.
Doolittle Raiders did their training 8 miles up the road for the raid. 80-some years later, we've rebuilt the airplane. We are part of that history, and that the students are now part of that history.
Take a B-25B Mitchell bomber and leave from an aircraft carrier to perform a raid took a lot of innovation, but it also took a lot of courage and passion. And you have a team of welders go and take pipes and different components, remold and refashion and hammer down and assemble to form history, to form a replica model of what took place 84 years ago, but do it today.
I knew that it was something that the United States had coordinated together in order to launch an attack on Japan. The U.S. Army Air Corps was the one who actually launched the planes, and they had to do so in conjunction with the Navy, but they didn't have any fields that could be used to actually plan these launches or make sure that the takeoff was going to happen soon enough. So they had to coordinate over here at Duke Field in order to make sure that it could be done properly. So the original B-25 bomber that was used during the Doolittle raids did not have any gunners on the rear end because the U.S. Army Air Corps wanted to make sure that the B-25 could take off of an aircraft carrier in order to actually reach Japan at the time.
The sacrifices that they did and the lives that were lost, to be able to have the students build this airplane as a monument to that, that'll be here for generations, it's just very powerful.
The heritage of our military and why we are named the Raiders, be re-inspired about that mission and purpose to what it takes to be a Raider today, but also reflect that through the B-25B Mitchell replica bomber.
To build the B-25, it's like, now I'm part of something. This is gonna change my life forever. I can take this trade anywhere I want, all over the world.
Not only showing off a piece of its history, but then also doing it with something that America was built with.
The American 250 movement is building hope again about what we stand for as a nation. You see the effort that our welding students put into making that become possible.
It makes me feel good about it because I had parents that were in the military. You know, they love to serve their country. Oh, I could come back 10 years later and be like, hey, I built that.
Everything they've done fits into a resume. Their experience, it fits into their techniques, what they've seen, how they've worked it, all of that.
And when I first came over to the shop to see what the students were doing, it was a couple of weeks after we had initially talked about it, and I was shocked. It was way beyond what I expected. I was just blown away. It's like, oh my gosh, where do they come up with these ideas? Because it's amazing.
I hope what people feel when they see this plane is pride. Pride of our nation, what we stood for, our founding fathers, what they believed in, their faith, their courage, and their boldness to step into this new season of history. And here we are 250 years later, embracing that same courage, boldness, faith. I'd say to those students who helped build this years from now is thank you.
Oh, it's a privilege and an honor. Being part of something bigger than us, it's just humbling.
Commemorating 250 years of our existence, I feel very proud, and I feel like we're doing a great job by displaying one of our greatest triumphs of military might. It's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time and the effort and applying your skills to something that is going to be here for forever. So thank you.
Thank you for making history. I want to thank people like our Governor Ron DeSantis, who also embraced the America 250 movement. And so I'm thankful that our board of directors on down have embraced the possibilities of us honoring our history, being part of the present now, especially of our institution, honoring our own heritage as an institution, but also embracing the great things ahead for each one of us.